Hello, YouTube. We are at Tour London, and I am here with Carl Flood, an engineer here at Stripe, and we are going to be talking Stripe projects. So, for anyone who hasn't heard of projects yet, the five people out there or so, could you briefly explain it?
Yeah, so Stripe Projects is a CLI that we created at Stripe to allow for easy provisioning of services and infrastructure, as well as paying for those services and managing those subscriptions, as well as also creating accounts for those services. And the idea there is to give people a streamlined way to take what they might have built with their actual coding skills and then turn it into a real app to be able to put in front of people. The beauty of it is, since it's a CLI, agents also have the ability to just naturally understand and use it right out of the box.
Right, so people or agents can build with it, and I do believe we have a Stripe skill for agents.
Exactly right, yeah. Even getting started with Stripe projects is as easy as referencing the skill in whatever agent of choice that you might use.
So what's new with projects?
Yeah, so aside from all the new providers that we've been rolling out and all the new cohorts coming out with those provider batches, we also have what's called the ability to share projects now. So what you can do is generate a shareable link for a project that you've created, and it allows people to then quickly provision the exact same infrastructure and stack that you're using within your Stripe project for their individual project they might want to spin up themselves. So I can actually demo it here if we'd like to.
Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah, so I have a Stripe project that I've been working on called Zenflow, which is like a small Stripe platform. It's got some hosting, a database, nothing too crazy, but I have a very specific stack that I like. And if I wanted to give it to somebody else and allow them to use it for theirs, I could just enter Stripe projects, share. And it creates a really nice share URL, which is completely agnostic. So if I open this up, you can see that it shows my full stack with all the different services that are available on Stripe projects for someone to use. And when you click the clone button, they're able to copy the CLI command and do it directly, or they can even just copy their agent prompt. And so if I go to something like Codex, we can take a look at that prompt. And look at that, we have this great skill. So if they don't have Stripe projects already installed, they can use it there. Then on top of that, they have the ability to initialize that project with the exact same stack that I'm using. I really see this being impactful for someone building open source software or something they just want to share along to the next person. Makes it super easy to just spin up a stack and get going without having to do all the overhead of setting up all those individual services.
Yeah, that's very cool. I mean, if you're like just browsing or somebody shares a project and you're like, oh, this would fit my use case exactly. I want to do this, and it might not necessarily be open source, or you might not even have the repo, but you can get the share link from them.
One example of that, actually, in my own personal life, is that I'll often get asked to help build small websites for family and friends. And so I have a share link that I use myself, and I just share it with myself and open it up, and I can spin up a brand new stack without having to think about going and kicking off a new GitHub repo and new Vercel project, et cetera.
Yeah, so much easier. Very cool. So, okay, so that's pretty new functionality. Is there anything else on the roadmap you could share?
I think the next step of releases for projects is a lot more tighter security around agents. And so I think pushing out this to agents quicker and faster is going to make it much easier to use. And so because of that, we're trying to make sure that it's very, very secure and it's protected against wild agents going off and doing what they want to do. One example of that we've actually just recently released is the ability to restrict the amount of money that that Stripe projects can spend on a specific service down to the service level. So not just a global limit anymore. Now you can specifically limit it down to a certain thing. For instance, if you want to allow your AI spend to hit X amount of dollars, but your hosting spend could be a bit higher because you don't want your app to shut off, you can easily separate that instead of having to worry about one global limit that your one service could overuse.
That's very cool, because I would, like if I'm using OpenRouter or something, I would want to be pretty conservative with my spend, because that can get out of hand pretty fast.
Absolutely.
So yeah, very, very cool. Well, have you built anything with projects yourself? Like you said you were working on this app. Can you tell us more, or any other app ideas you have out there?
I don't have anything that's ready to be released just yet, but I can tell you one interesting thing that my coworker is working on. It's a small app to help them manage their uncle's food truck, oddly enough. And so they're using Stripe payments to do it, but they're also using Stripe projects to go along with it. And so when they wanted to do this initially, all they did was they pulled up Claude Code Mobile on their phone and used remote control to kick off the entire process after they got off the phone with their uncle. And by the time they got home, they had almost a fully functioning app pretty much ready to go. And it was hosted on Railway with a custom domain, oddly enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That is really cool. That's next level. I mean, yeah, you can vibe code on your commute basically.
It's beautiful.
And get home to a functional app. That is so cool. Yeah, that's okay. That's the future, right?
I think so.
Given all this, given how easy it is to get off the ground now and have everything tied to your Stripe account, control your spend, everything that we're planning with projects, like where do you see software development in general, like going in the next couple of years as more people start to build this way?
We've clearly seen how quickly it's going to be able to build a lot of pretty decent software. And I think the models are only going to make that software better and better. I think that the future is going to be how quickly you can iterate on your ideas. So for instance, taking an idea like my friend did, or really a recommendation from his uncle, but taking that and being able to just drop a prompt into some agent of choice and 20 minutes later having a real live functioning product on the internet is going to be something that's absolutely amazing. And I think Stripe Projects is really enabling that because we've seen the code part speed up, but we haven't seen the infrastructure part speed up. And I think this is really what's going to be pushing the huge gap that we currently have in infrastructure and the ability to provision services so quickly.
I'm super excited about that coming
Same
in the
here.
future. So yeah, thank you for talking with us today. And yeah, excited to see what comes next for projects. We'll keep you updated on the channel for sure.